So it's fake hello again. Let me do that again. That was
Sure.
too rich. I was looking here and then I went, you snuck up on me, Dan.
That's what
Oh
I
my
do.
God. What are you doing here? Noel. Noel David Taylor.
Yeah, that's me. How's it going?
Yeah. I like your virtual background.
It's my actual background.
You have a globe back there?
Yeah, I got a globe. I got a couple of globes just in case you forget, you know.
They're all, everything's a prop.
Pretty much everything in my house is a prop, yes.
And it looks like a lab, maybe a lab jacket you're wearing, but it's.
I know it does. It's not, I promise. I'm not smart enough to even pretend to wear a lab jacket.
I mean, you could be in the reboot of, let's say, we could Back to the Future. You could play. Yeah, you know something, Marty, or something like that.
Yeah, I'll do it. If you're pitching it, let's do it.
Okay. Except I'm the older one, so I cast myself in this reboot, I guess.
Great.
How you doing? You're in Los Angeles?
Yeah, I'm in LA.
Where?
Yeah, in Pasadena,
Uh-huh.
sort of east side.
How's it going over there?
It's okay.
Where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
I'm originally from, like, I grew up in England, and then we moved here when I was a kid to the Northern California Bay Area.
Oh,
Grew up
so
there.
when was that? How long? Do you have memories of growing up in?
Yeah, I was pretty young, but I have, like, sort of my earliest memories there,
Right.
and then straight into the Bay Area, which, more or less was where I was raised, and yeah, it's
Were you,
nice.
were your parents British subjects or?
Yeah, we're a long line of Northerners. So, yeah.
Like northern UK, you mean?
Yeah, and
Or like,
Leeds.
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the whole
So
area.
you have dual citizenship?
Hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's nice to have as, like, in your back pocket, just in case. See you later.
How much time have you spent in? There's a whole schema got inside my head. I'm just kind of leading you along here. But no,
Mm.
like, what's your, how long, or how frequently, or how much time over the years have you spent? I mean, not, you don't have to get exact about it, but is it significant, for instance, the amount of time maybe in the UK?
I wish it were more. I try to go as often as I can. I went a few years ago.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's such a commute, and my family are so spread out there that it's hard to sort of get anything done that makes any sense. But
Hmm.
yeah, not that much in my adult years. I wish more.
Things get complicated. Life is complicated, right? I mean, I used to get over there all the time.
Mm,
By all the time, I mean maybe half a dozen trips when I was in my 20s and to 30s, maybe. And
hmm.
then I haven't been in a long time, but I've reignited or, connected with a couple of friends from the UK, which is, so I'm priming things up, like I'm
Mm.
ready to start. There's a sense of humor, though. I don't know. That's it's very specific, and I don't know. You don't have to, of course, be there or be from there to really love the British humor. But I've, it's always been, you know, amongst my favorite comedy has come out of the UK.
Oh yeah. I think that was what I mean, my parents are funny, and English people are funny, and
They
they're
are, yeah.
they're silly. But I think watching.
Shut this window. Go ahead.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
listening to you. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. All those you know, English comedy shows from, like, the 80s and 90s were, like, the first um thing I saw, as a kid, and I think it imprinted on me, and I think it's where I got a lot of my sensibilities. Obviously, like Monty Python and stuff from the 70s, and then later, like,
Blackadder.
Blackadder, Mr. Bean, Young Ones, anything
Faulty
BBC was.
Towers.
Faulty Towers was amazing.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. And then I mean, and then there seemed to be back in a big way with the original Office, and
Yeah, Ricky Gervais
yeah,
is great. He's straight out of that lineage of just very
right,
sophisticated and fun humor. Yeah.
yeah, but can go very all of a sudden very right to the bathroom,
Hmm.
right? Or I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think of your film, which is called Man Under Table, right? It's called.
that's what it's called. Yeah.
do you do you think of it as a comedy?
That's a good question. I
I mean,
guess.
yeah, it's definitely abstract, I guess,
Yeah.
or absurdist. Let's see, better word for it.
I think absurdist is the key word I gravitate toward with most of the stuff that I make. I think it tips people off uh, to what they're getting into. It's not laugh out loud funny. Hopefully, it's the kind of funny that you get a smile or you're enjoying it for some inner dream logic reason.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I
Yeah.
guess if you have to squish it in somewhere, it'd be comedy, I guess.
Did it play? Is Slam Dance a big premiere for the film,
Oh
or
yeah, yeah. It's one of the festivals that I follow and love, and it was just it was a very kismet magical connection. I think it's the perfect place for it, and it's been great.
yeah, they seem to be into programming films of that nature with a lot of uh, I guess you know just I don't know. They say they like riskier programming, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Totally.
You know, but with enthusiasm, I was going to say with enthusiasm, but I don't know why that would be the case. But yeah, they are, and they have a very small slate, so it's quite an accomplishment, I think.
Oh
Did it?
yeah,
So is
definitely.
it a big premiere in the sense of has it played a lot of other festivals yet, or is this the world
Oh,
premiere, or is this
this is
the
the premiere. Yeah,
okay?
yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
I've done. It's like outside of the people involved. They're the only people that saw it before this. So yeah,
Is it a very in a sense of ironic or a meta in the sense that was this your were you taking this absurdist kind of cartoon version of stuff you've gone through or you know um lifestyle trying to get a movie off the ground in Los Angeles?
definitely. Yeah. I wrote this after a long, frustrating, uh, and disastrous fumble through the indie scene here.
It's hard
It,
there, I think.
it's
Probably hard.
hard. It's filled with some very unbelievable characters. So it just was so ripe for parody that it was. And it was just such an ongoing frustration that it kind of just wrote itself. And
I
yeah,
I just wanted to mention one thing. We'll get right back to your film. It's just that there's some scenes in this other film. I just brought on some people, not from the slam dance, but a film called I Blame Society.
mm,
I don't know
mm-mm.
if you know her, the director writer. Her name is uh, Horvat. It's Jillian Wallace Horvat. Anyway, it's now out. You should take a look at it. There's some scenes that she has a couple of meetings too. I mean, hers is dark. Her character. She takes a different direction where her character becomes a serial killer. So a little different, but she has these meetings also like with young agent types or it's just it's pretty or people in development, I guess, is really
Mhm.
more accurate. um so were you at one point trying to get a documentary made, or
Uh,
because there's
no.
a running joke through your film
Mm.
about making a film about a documentary about fracking is really the right way to go right now, right? Because
Uh, I think that
fracking after all is bad,
it's
so
bad.
it's a
It's really
bad
bad.
thing. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's
Uh,
sort of so the money's on that will be successful.
right. I think that was more just, these things crop up when you talk to people. You could be pitching. a play and someone would tell you to make a documentary about, a social issue, and you're like, well, that's not that's not what this is. And so I
Yeah,
think that was more of a commentary of just,
right.
you know, people
The
just sort of,
the
yeah,
pressure that they're probably hearing on their side is, we need more documentaries. So and so just has great success with this, fracking documentary. Why aren't you getting something like that? So they're having a meeting with you. They don't want to hear about your play at all, right?
right, right,
They just don't hear it. Yeah.
right, and I think there's a lot of that, in the indie world where people are a little aimless, and they're like, well, this is trending, and
Right.
I'll just hop on
Yeah.
that and hope that it works for me too.
Did
Um,
you ever consider a move to the East Coast, or did you do it? Maybe you did try that.
I have never lived on the East Coast. I love New York a lot.
And it
You
loves
know,
you.
I hope so. And it's definitely something I would love to do still. It's just, I think probably just a comfort. My family's what family I have are in this side of the
Well, it's
country.
just there's like a bit more of a scene, right? There, or community
I
for
love
maybe.
you mean here than LA rather than New York?
No, the other way around.
Yeah, yeah. I think
I mean,
the
as far as the
differences.
kind of film, let's say I would put this in the like, making an art house film, making
Mhm.
an indie film, like, and because you're not driving to and then getting, it's like the vibe in New York is, you run into people,
I
or there's so
definitely.
many little, events and parties and things that it doesn't take an evening to, you can just shoot over and then like 20 minutes you're home, that kind of thing. It's a
Oh
different.
yeah, it's a completely different landscape.
So
I think.
networking in New York in what you're doing, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I guess I'm realizing, why am
You
I
don't need
focusing
to.
on this? You're
I've
not moving to New
come
York.
feeling bad out of the gate, so don't worry. No, I think.
You have great success. Slamdance is a fantastic premiere for a film, and I see it getting into plenty of other festivals. So
Yeah, no, I mean, New York again. I think the atmosphere there is more akin to my tastes, and the people that I tend to
mhm.
really connect with do come from that part of the world generally, have the same mentality, and there's just like a realness to New York that feels very maybe similar to English world of people just sort of speaking their mind, being real. And obviously
Yeah,
LA is pretty famous for being full of phonies and you know.
as representative in your film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's a great place. It's just, it's double-edged, like anywhere, I guess.
um, and then you just cast locally, I assume.
Yeah,
With
most of the people in this movie are people I've worked with before, who I knew kind of what they were going to do, and how it was going to play out because they're either professional actors that I work with, or friends that are, I've done projects with. And I think the only exception was Gerald, the the guy who's like trying to hire the main character to write a movie with him. I just put a casting out for, and he materialized, and we're really good friends now. And he's just a really funny, nice, amazing person.
Mhm,
Looks great
mhm.
on film. Yeah.
He does, yeah. I was going to ask you about, how did you shoot it? Did you finish it before March of last year? Did you?
Yeah. So I
Thank
started.
goodness.
It's a really crazy thing. I started like, I guess 2018 was when I was like getting it all rolling. I shot everything over the course of 2019, and was like basically editing up until the pandemic. Uh, so yeah, there's some weird psychic energy in the film, which felt weird to like be finishing up editing and being looking at the similarities. Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, right, that's very right. um Talk about your decisions, the effects, if you want to call it, the aesthetics of the film. Because
Yeah,
you must have spent a fortune.
yeah, obviously. 14 million out of the gate. Yeah, no, there's
It
a lot of
shows.
all the money was put into the private plane that I bought.
You realize I don't never needed that thing. What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I forgot
I
about
don't know
that.
what I was thinking.
But no, I really like extremely controlled sets, and I did like a lot of miniatures and
Yes.
um, just sort of composite shots, all kinds of weird effects, and then in some of the like real sets are intentionally sort of cheap looking and odd and off,
Hmm.
and so it's kind of a combination of everything I just kind of enjoyed doing. I knew like kind of right off the bat it was going to be something I wanted to have fun with and be visual with and sort of take my time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Did you have any I don't know, like touchstones, or were there filmmakers in particular that inspired you, or that had an impact on you, like that this might have influenced, that might have
Yeah.
influenced rather?
I mean, I definitely have, I don't watch a lot of newer stuff. So I think a lot of my influences tend to be older films.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm trying to think of like the specific. I don't know how much I pulled from specific people.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I
I
like
understand that.
uh, you know Roy Anderson a lot. He's a
Hmm. Oh yeah.
filmmaker that does these languid, beautifully composed. And I think like he's somebody I always aspire to like, maybe get to something close of his perfection. I mean, he's an artist as for that visual.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't.
know, like Dolly or somebody, maybe. I don't know.
Sure, I love. I grew up around a lot of art and I
Did you?
like yeah, my dad's a painter and
Oh yeah.
was always when it was when I was a kid it was like, okay, I don't care, like stop trying to show me things. I'm a kid, I want to play with a Nerf gun or whatever, but it's
Uh-huh.
something I'm super grateful for now, like just having access to, we had these bookshelves and bookshelves of art books
Sure.
and it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to have a in grammar school, um, just I guess a pretty good art school. Excuse me, art teacher.
Mm.
Because I remember just the stories about these artists, and they stuck with me. You know what I mean? And
Oh yeah.
their stories, as well as showing their art of different seminal artists, and you just never forget. You know,
Oh yeah, no, it sticks
um,
with you.
if it's
uh,
done right. Of course, later I read, people were criticizing her for being very abusive, but I don't remember that part. I just
well, we
remember,
remember what we want, yeah.
you know, exactly, block the rest.
Yeah. Stuff it down.
Now, is this your first feature? I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, no, I've
Wow.
worked in a fairly hands-on capacity on some other uh indies, but this is my first one that I wrote and directed, yeah.
Hmm. And was it the feeling from it that you take away? Are you very satisfied from that experience?
It's a mix. It's always going to be a mixed thing. I'm really happy that it worked out. Obviously, I had, a million things that I would do differently. It's inevitable, I guess,
Yeah, sure.
but yeah, I like it. It's still a fun movie. There's always those parts like when you do these types of things. There's always these chunks where you're like, oh, not this part. Like just because you have some personal connection to like this,
Right.
whatever.
Not suggesting for a moment that audiences, when you watch it, will have that reaction, because you
Right,
didn't make the film and you don't have a personal stake in it,
right.
other than
Yeah,
maybe the $10 for the pass you bought to.
yeah. Just send me an email and I'll reimburse you.
Yeah. Well, wait, $10 gets you. You could see anything,
That's true. I'll give you my cut of that $10 ticket. I'll do the
right?
math.
Yeah.
And I'll
Well, at
send.
the end, we'll reconcile um the the money. Um, let's that. Thank goodness that's not a thing.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, if you mean like injecting your own
And having
product.
to reimburse people if they didn't
Oh
like the
yeah,
movie,
I'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you in the '80s, I remember going to a movie, and I was working in a summer camp up in Vermont, and a bunch of us went to this movie, and it was so bad that I left. Like I never walked out of movies. I don't know if you're like that, but like it really takes a lot for me to walk out of a movie,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot, and it's usually manipulation. Like it's not necessarily that a flawed movie. Like sometimes that too could be also a reason, but
Right.
if you see something that's at least authentically made and that where there's an earnest attempt at saying something, doing something special, and
Yeah.
if it just doesn't work, but that's
Right.
not necessarily a reason to walk out. I mean, it is for some people, that's fine.
Yeah.
But this movie, I've walked out of movies where I felt so manipulated um, by the filmmaker. I was
Mm.
so resentful that I just, it was like an act of protest almost. But there was this time back in the summer, it was just a bad bad movie. It was unwatchable. So I walked out, and then I went to, and the theater said, "Oh, what's the matter?" The guy at the theater, he says, I said, "Yeah, it was just terrible. I just didn't like it. I'm going to wait here for my friends in the lobby." And she, "Oh, too bad you didn't come out 10 minutes ago." What? Oh yeah, we have a policy. If you walk out in the first half hour, you get
Hmm.
reimbursed. Wow,
Yeah.
who knew that? Where's the sign?
I used to
Maybe
work
it's
at
on
the
the
movie
ticket in small
theater.
print.
I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I remember there were a lot of refunds. People would watch, everything but the credits and try to get a refund. But I guess that's why that rule's in place.
Yeah. I have a feeling it was probably the '80s or something, where even for like I didn't have much money or anything, but even for me, it was like going to a movie didn't cost anything.
Right.
Whereas now, I mean, there is
Oh,
something as
crazy.
the principle of the thing, I guess, but like now it's expensive. I
It's
mean,
nuts.
when there were theaters,
Yeah. Remember that?
I do. Um, yeah. Well, you know what I'm thinking? I've been talking to a lot of people about it. I feel like, if anything, like it might take another year or two, but that art house cinemas stand in a better place, I think, because
Mm.
like, how do you in a city how do you pack? Like, it's not going to be worth corporations to have these huge theaters, Cineplex. I
Right.
mean, I don't know when you can only fill. Maybe you could just have half capacity and then just charge more for the tickets. But
A lot of places around here have been doing like you can do private events like
yeah,
that, yeah, which is.
like what? We'll
I
show
know.
Man Under Table, for
Yeah,
instance.
there you go.
Have the Noel David Taylor Film Festival.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fun for me.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. Keep showing one film over and over.
Yeah.
Um, well, I wish you much luck with Slamdance. And I know this is a Slamdance promotional type of thing we're doing
Mm.
together. I mean, it's organic, but it's like this is a festival. It's not exactly the most, like I don't know, cynical corporate decision to do a podcast like mine talking about a film festival with a film like yours. So, it's all meant to champion art making, right? So, but I can ask, even though Slam Dance is where you're having a premiere, do you have other festivals scheduled yet, or
Not
not
really.
really?
I've been talking to a couple of people, but nothing on the docket right now.
Hmm.
So hopefully, we'll get some more stuff lined up. I think a lot of places are kind of holding their breath on, do we need to do it virtually the next year, or are we
Right.
gonna be able to actually do it? So hopefully, yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's true. Maybe you can wait it out a little bit since it's still early, right? When did you lock on it? Was it recent or?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
all
pretty
right.
recent. Yeah, I went through a lot of, such as the way of these, no budget, micro budget projects. Sort of did it bit by bit when I could, and a lot of things needed to be rehashed and fixed, and yeah.
Hmm. Well, the name of the film is Man Under Table, directed by Noel David Taylor. and it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek sort of, let's say, somewhat, I don't know if cynical is the right word, but
Yeah, throw it in
tongue-in-cheek,
there.
or I don't
Yeah,
know, cynical look at filmmaking, art making in
yeah, and then and I guess the
Los
indie,
Angeles at this date and time, and
yeah,
with all sorts of special effects.
really
Look,
special.
very special. It was nice meeting you. Let's try to do this again when the opportunity avails itself.
I would love to. Thank you for taking the
Yeah,
time.
and sure. It's. I'm glad you have good. Who tried? Oh, you know what it was? First, Chris Bell reached out to
Hmm.
me about you. You know Chris.
Mhm.
And then I guess the publicist for the festival maybe reached out.
Yeah, it might be my publicist Matt. Yeah, it might
Well,
have been him. I don't know.
I hope they
Can't
like
remember.
this because
I hope they did too. This has
you
been
know.
really fun. I like,
I'm
part.
sorry, I could have done better. Let's start
No
over.
way. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
let's.
just really like chatting with people who
Me
like,
too. I know I do.
it's just fun.
We can just call each other anytime. Just to
Great.
my son, my. I gotta. I guess I gotta take this call. My son might be
Okay.
feeling under the weather.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I will. Yeah, let's stay in touch though, and good luck with. I hope a lot of people get to see your film.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Yeah,
anytime.
definitely keep in touch.
Okay, bye.